And hello to our live stream viewers on SportsCanada.TV. Thanks for joining us. We're at Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario for this Group B matchup in the Ray Carter Cup, Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships. This is the final round-robin game for each of these teams. It'll be Newfoundland and Labrador against Alberta. Both teams coming into this game this is their only scheduled round-robin game of the day. Newfoundland and Labrador coming in with a record of 1 win and 3 losses. Alberta is currently at 2 wins and 2 losses. Alberta is the home team in this game. They are wearing the black jerseys, and they have just taken the field. In fact, both teams are wearing black jerseys, so we'll do our best to differentiate for you. Newfoundland and Labrador in the black jerseys with the maroon and L on their jerseys, and the Alberta team with red lettering on their jerseys. So the teams coming into this game, Alberta with wins over Nova Scotia and Manitoba in the tournament, and losses to New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Newfoundland and Labrador losing its first 3 games to Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, and Manitoba, then bouncing back with a 6-5 victory yesterday over New Brunswick to run their record to 1-3. And both teams hoping to move up in the Group B standings. And Alberta with a chance with a victory in this game to advance to the medal round playoffs with a victory. They will also need some help with other teams losing later on in the day. So we're ready to go here. Things moving very quickly as Newfoundland and Labrador coming to the plate. The starting pitcher for Alberta is Jack Wheatley. The right-hander delivers a strike to Nick Smith, the leadoff hitter for Newfoundland and Labrador, the left fielder in this ball game. Count is 0-1. Wheatley's pitch is put into play to second base. Russ Matson comes up with it and throws it to first to record the out. 1 away. Brian Oliver along here with Jacob Ebbs. We are just underway in the top of the first inning here. Newfoundland Labrador against Alberta. Newfoundland Labrador, the visiting team, batting here in the top half of the first inning. So the batter will be the catcher, Andrew Payne. Andrew Payne, wearing jersey number 8, bats from the right side. The wind has shifted directions here, actually, since the game this morning. So the wind is now blowing from right field to left field. And the wind now starting to blow out a little bit. So that was different this morning, where, in fact, all weekend long so far the wind has been blowing in, but things have changed a little bit here for this game. That pitch from Jack Wheatley is taken for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Andrew Payne, the catcher for Newfoundland Labrador. Nobody on the base pass at the moment. 1 out here in the top half of the first. Swing and a miss at a pitch outside the zone from Jack Wheatley. And Jake, both teams here with chances to move up in the standings in Group B.
Yeah, you know what? Both teams have played incredibly well over the past few days. Looking forward to seeing what Newfoundland and Labrador here. You're not usually seeing them in such a great spot as they are in this year. So really excited to see what they can put forth today. I guarantee you probably everyone back home is saying the exact same thing.
Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Andrew Payne. That pitch is in the zone and taken for strike 3 called. 2 up and 2 down. First strikeout of the ball game for Jack Wheatley, and that'll bring up the pitcher in today's game for Newfoundland and Labrador, Liam Bavis. So we're just before 11:30 Eastern time here in Oshawa as Wheatley delivers a strike to Liam Bavis. So we wish good afternoon to all of our viewers in Newfoundland and Labrador, which is coming up on 1 o'clock Newfoundland time. And good morning to our viewers in Alberta as Liam Bavis takes a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Just coming up before 9:30 Mountain Time in Alberta. A ball and a strike. That ball is hammered to left field. The left fielder, Max Hartman, is there to grab it. The inning is over. 3 up and 3 down for Newfoundland and Labrador in the top half of the first. No score with Alberta coming to bat. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the first inning here. Newfoundland and Labrador taking the field defensively. Let's set up their defense for you. The pitcher is Liam Bavis. Catcher, number 8, Andrew Payne. He's the closest person to you on your live stream feed. At first base, number 6, Thomas Hancock. Second base, Cameron Pennell. Shortstop is Jay Miller and Brandon Young at third base. In the outfield, Nick Smith is in left, Brady Walsh in center, and Hudson White in right field for Newfoundland and Labrador. The EH, or the extra hitter in the lineup, who will doesn't play a defensive position but is in the lineup as a batter, is number 38, Evan Critch. So 3 up, 3 down for Newfoundland and Labrador in the top half of the first, and Alberta will come to the plate here. Ben Hoshizaki will lead things off, the center fielder. We didn't get a chance to set up the Alberta defense for you. Jack Wheatley's the pitcher, Gavin Valenza the catcher. First baseman Luke Wilson, Russ Matson at second base, Derry Steyert Couture at short, Conor Polk the third baseman for Alberta, Max Hartman in left, Ben Hoshizaki in center, and Kieran Keely the right fielder. The EH for Alberta in this game is Joey Gagnon. So we're ready to go here in the bottom half of the first inning. Alberta coming to the plate. Both teams wearing black jerseys. So in terms of differentiating the Alberta team from Okotoks, just south of Calgary, with the red numbers and red jersey. Newfoundland and Labrador with the maroon letters and numbers, and the gray pants. The first pitch from Liam Bavis misses for a ball, 1-0 to Ben Hoshizaki. That ball is lifted to right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for Ben Hoshizaki. Alberta in business here with the first hit of the ball game.
Hoshizaki last night was a big pinch hit, 2 RBI for Team Alberta. Really helping him out here, and once again coming up clutch leadoff single.
The batter will be Max Hartman, left fielder for Team Alberta. The left-handed hitter. Hoshizaki gets his lead at first. Liam Bavis with the pitch. It's a bunted ball. Goes back to the pitcher. Bavis will throw it on to first. It's a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt that will move Hoshizaki over to second with 1 away.
Get it done right away. First pitch. Great bunt, though.
So a runner in scoring position now for Alberta as Russ Matson comes to the plate, the second baseman in this ball game for Alberta. Alberta batting here in the home half of the first inning. There's no score. Swing and a foul by Matson, 0-1. Alberta next year will be the host of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships. It will be played in Okotoks, again just south of Calgary. The runner goes. The pitch is lefted to right field. Hudson White is not able to bring that in, and that's going to be a base hit. It's a base hit and an RBI single for Russ Matson as Ben Hoshizaki comes around from second to score. 1-0 is your score.
Even if there was a play at the plate, the third base umpire indicated interference. The third baseman for Newfoundland, I believe that would be Young, who's at third base.
Brandon Young. Yep.
Brandon Young. He interfered with the runner there, so regardless of the play, he would have been safe at the plate.
So a couple of singles here and a run scored for Alberta, and the batter is number 22, Conor Polk, the tall third baseman for Alberta. We saw him hit a huge triple yesterday in the game here at Kinsman Stadium. He bats from the left side. Runner at first here with 1 away and a run in already for Alberta here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 is the score. Bavis's pitch is outside, ball 1. Alberta with a record of 2-2 in Group B. Newfoundland and Labrador with 1 win and 3 losses so far in the tournament. The 1-1 pitch is off speed and is taken for a strike. Ooh. So Bavis ahead now of Conor Polk. We'll keep an eye on the base runner, Matson, at first. Does not go. Pitches, check swing. Did he go around? He did not go around. The appeal denied, so the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Conor Polk.
Great work by Polk there, holding up on that 2-1 swing. Or 1-2 swing, my apologies.
The 2-2 pitch. That ball is popped up. Popped up to the left side. The left fielder, Nick Smith, is there and catches it for the second out of the inning. And will throw it back into the infield. Matson goes back to first. 2 away now with a runner on first. And the batter will be Luke Wilson, first baseman, number 20 for Alberta. A big out for Newfoundland and Labrador there as they retire the cleanup hitter, Conor Polk.
Conor Polk all week long has been a formidable force in the lineup, so absolutely we can take that bat out of their hands.
Fouled at the plate, Luke Wilson is behind a 0-1 to Liam Bavis. Alberta here with a run on 2 hits here in the bottom of the first inning, including a sacrifice bunt by Max Hartman. The 0-1 pitch to Luke Wilson misses for a ball, 1-1. Skies have turned a little bit more overcast now. It was clear for the earlier game between British Columbia and the host Oshawa Legionnaires a short time ago, but the clouds have moved in. No rain in the forecast, though. The 1-1 pitch is swung on a miss. The runner goes down to second the throw, and it's a stolen base for Russ Matson. So he moves into scoring position now, and a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Wilson. 2 away here in the home half of the first. Alberta batting with a 1-0 lead. Bavis is ready. The 1-2 pitch is chopped foul. Again, Alberta with a 2-2 record coming into this game. A victory moved them to 3-2, and a shot at moving into the medal round of the tournament. 3 wins and 2 losses could potentially get them there. They would need a loss, though, by Manitoba this afternoon in its final game. 1-2 is the count. It's chopped into the infield. It's going to be a tough play. Bavis comes up with it, throws to first, not in time. It's an infield single for Luke Wilson, and Russ Matson runs down to third. It's runners at the corners now with 2 away.
He took an almost Ichiro-esque approach to that ball there, almost out of the batter's box before he even made contact with the pitch.
Tough play for the pitcher to make. As you're running toward third base, you have to turn and plant and fire back, and very speedy Luke Wilson beats that out. So it'll be the EH, the extra hitter in the lineup for Alberta, number 16, Joey Gagnon. Runners at first and third here with 2 away, bottom half of the first inning, Alberta up 1-0. Gagnon takes a strike from Liam Bavis. Runner goes, pitch is high. They will not throw down to second base as catcher Andrew Payne elects to hold on to it, making sure no one coming from third there. Russ Matson gets back to third, but it's a stolen base for Luke Wilson, and now runners second and third with 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Count is 1-1 to Joey Gagnon. He checks his swing and does not pull the trigger, and it's in there for a strike, 1-2. Newfoundland and Labrador are looking to limit the damage here in the first inning. Second and third here, now 1-2, and that hit is hit hard right down the field, down the first base line. It's out of play. We'll do it again at 1-2.
Gagnon certainly got the most of that pitch there.
Yeah, just a bit early on it, but he hit it very, very hard to the right side. It went off the infrastructure on the right side. There's the off-speed pitch, just missing. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Joey Gagnon. A large contingent from Newfoundland and Labrador here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa. Made the trip for the Ray Carter Cup under 15 national championships. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's high, 3-2 to Joey Gagnon. A lot of fans from Alberta here as well, so it's a real national atmosphere here in Oshawa with with representatives from all provinces here enjoying a great weekend of baseball. Here's the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss off speed, and Bavis works out of it. The inning is over, so it's a run on 3 hits and 2 runners left on base. Alberta leads Newfoundland and Labrador 1-0 after 1 inning. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. So we're going to go to the second inning here in Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Civic Memorial Stadium. Good afternoon to our viewers in Newfoundland and Labrador, and good morning to our viewers in Alberta. Hope you're enjoying this ball game here between Alberta and Newfoundland and Labrador. Group B rivals in this Ray Carter Cup 2019 Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships. Sponsorships for this tournament include MLB, Major League Baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays, Baseball Canada, Dairy Queen, Kahunaverse Sports Group, Rawlings, Mizuno, SportsCanada.TV, Durham College, Residence Conference Centers, GCBS Group of Companies, Play It Again Sports, TorontoCharters.com, and MyCore Insurance. So we go to the top of the second now. Newfoundland and Labrador down by a run here as Jay Miller will come to the plate for Newfoundland and Labrador, the shortstop in this ball game.
And the head coach, Alan Cox, just came over and told us that Walsh has been removed for the game for Connor Macros. Macros is taking over in center field.
Okay, so there's a defensive replacement for Newfoundland and Labrador. We'll start the second inning here, and it's a base hit to left field for Jay Miller. A solid wrap to the left side, and Newfoundland and Labrador with its first hit of the ball game. Runner at first, nobody out, and that'll bring up Thomas Hancock. Solid hit there, Jake.
Yeah, you know what? He hit that one right on the screws, right down the line. Too bad. If he just hit it a little bit closer, he definitely would have been on second base.
Squaring to bunt is Thomas Hancock, and he fouls it off to the left side, so the count is 0-1.
Hancock, you expect to be pitching tomorrow. Pitched in the first game and did one heck of a job nullifying the PEI offense.
The base runner at first is Jay Miller, who just singled to left. First hit of the ball game for Newfoundland and Labrador. They trail this game 1-0. We are in the top of the second of this Group B final round robin game for both teams. Wheatley fires over to first. Miller is back. Nobody out, runner at first. Thomas Hancock, the first baseman for Newfoundland and Labrador, will square to bunt again. He takes it, and it hit him in the foot. And we're going to have time called here. The ball came in low, and it hit the dirt. And shaking his foot is Thomas Hancock, and we'll see if this was a hit by pitch. Unless he made an attempt to bunt the ball, and if he did attempt to bunt the ball, then it would be a strike. So it's okay. So we're going to have the umpiring explaining to Newfoundland and Labrador exactly what happened there. The ball came in, hit the dirt. It did hit the batter, but it may have been a bunt attempt. And if you do take, if I believe the rule is if it's a swing or an attempt to hit the ball or a strike, even if the ball hits you, then it's not a hit by pitch.
No, it's not. In that case, it would just be a strike. So I wonder what they're going to They keep him in the box. However, I just heard the Newfoundland coach rule as a ball, so I'm not.
The scoreboard says a ball and a strike here, so it's a 1-1 count to Thomas Hancock. Newfoundland and Labrador, the runner at first here, nobody out. Squares to bunt again. He does get that one down. Wheatley will field it and throw to first. Perfectly executed sacrifice bunt by Thomas Hancock. That will move Jay Miller over to second base. He's in scoring position with one away for the third baseman, Brandon Young.
Well, I'll tell you, both teams now, you know their strategy. They're both playing small ball. They're trying to get that lead early.
So Brandon Young, third baseman for Newfoundland and Labrador, wearing jersey number 23, stands ready to face Jack Wheatley, the starting pitcher for Alberta. Alberta with a 1-0 lead here. We're in the top of the second inning in Oshawa, Ontario at Kinsman Stadium. First pitch is put into play. It's going to go to the second baseman, Russ Matson. He will flip it over to first for the out. That will bring Jay Miller into third base, now with 2 out. So the right fielder now, Hudson White, comes to the plate with the runner at third and 2 away now, as Newfoundland and Labrador looking to equalize here in the top of the second inning. Wheatley's pitch is in the dirt, and a nice block there by Gavin Valenza. Count is 1-0. Jay Miller at third will, of course, watch for anything potentially getting past the catcher and try to come home with the first run for Newfoundland and Labrador. That pitch is in there at the knees for a strike. Count is 1-1. Both of these teams coming off wins in their last game yesterday. Pitch is low from Wheatley. The count is 2-1 to Hudson White. Alberta with a 4-1 win over Manitoba last night. Newfoundland and Labrador beat New Brunswick 6-5. Here's the 2-1. It is at the knees for strike 2. Newfoundland and Labrador, runner at third here, 2 away. Count is 2-2 to Hudson White. Hopeful of bringing home Jay Miller from third. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside, ball 3. Count runs full. What kind of pitch are you looking for here, Jake, on a 3-2?
At this point in time, I actually wouldn't mind going to an off-speed here. Just make sure if you're going to get the curveball, get it down.
Well, he throws the hard fastball, and it's wrapped into left field for a base hit. That ties the ball game. An RBI single for Hudson White, and it's a 1-1 game.
Wheatley did not take my advice there.
No, he certainly he did not. So a big clutch hit for Newfoundland and Labrador ties the game. Hudson White now in first base, and that brings up Cameron Pennell, second baseman wearing jersey number 5, and he takes ball 1 from Jack Wheatley. So Newfoundland and Labrador equalizing here in the top half of the second inning and looking for more. Keep an eye on Hudson White, who's got a decent lead at first base. Wheatley will throw over to first, and White dives back in safely. Again, both teams wearing black jerseys here, so Newfoundland and Labrador with the maroon numbers and lettering, Alberta with the red numbers and lettering. The 1-0 pitch is high, snapback throw down to first, and they do not get Hudson White. Boy, that was close as Gavin Valenza fired that down to Luke Wilson, and they almost tagged him out. That'll bring out the Alberta coach to chat with Jack Wheatley and Gavin Valenza.
And we're just getting word now from the other game that was taking place at Clarington Fields, the 10-inning affair between Team Ontario, that'd be the Whitby Chiefs, and Team Quebec. Final score, Whitby 11, Quebec 8 in a 10-inning affair.
So that moves Team Ontario in Group A to 3 wins and no losses, and Quebec falling to 1 win and 3 losses. So I believe that would clinch first place for Ontario in Group A. They have 1 game left this afternoon against Saskatchewan, but they have beaten British Columbia, who is 3-1, so even with the loss, they would still claim first place. Runner goes, throw down to second is very high, and it's a stolen base for Hudson White. Gavin Valenza trying to nail the runner at second, but the ball sailed high into center field. Hudson White is safe at second. Count is 3-1 now to Cameron Pinnell, and a runner in scoring position for Newfoundland and Labrador to take the lead.
Could have been possible for White to get to third base there. He wasn't really paying attention to where the ball was going, and the ball went right into center field as that ball's popped out.
Popped to the left side, and it's playable for the third baseman, Conor Polk, and he tracks it down to end the inning. Newfoundland and Labrador, though, equalize a run on 2 hits. There was a sacrifice bunt and a runner left on base. We've played an inning and a half here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Newfoundland and Labrador won, Alberta won. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup. Boys under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV.
Quarterfinal tomorrow at 11:30 at Kinsman. British Columbia finished second and will play at the 11:30 semifinal tomorrow at Clarington Fields. Oshawa finished third and will play in the quarterfinal tonight at 7 p.m. at Kinsman. Quebec finished fourth and will play in the 7-8 game tomorrow. And Saskatchewan finished fifth and will play tomorrow morning at Clarington Fields.
So we go to the bottom of the second here, Newfoundland and Labrador just equalizing the ball game. It's a 1-1 tie. We go to the bottom of the second inning.
Leading off for Alberta, right fielder number 27, Kieran.
A run for Alberta in the first, a run for Newfoundland and Labrador in the second. Bottom of the second now. And it's Kieran Keely, the right fielder for Alberta, facing Liam Bavis. The first pitch is a ball. It's a Group B matchup between Newfoundland and Labrador and Alberta. Bavis misses with that pitch for 2-0 count now to Kieran Keely. This is his first at bat of the ball game. Right fielder bats from the right side. The 2-0 pitch is fouled away. 2-1. Liam Bavis gave up 3 hits in the first inning, but only 1 run as he struck out Joey Gagnon to end the inning with 2 runners on base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's high to Kieran Keely. 3 balls and 1 strike. Alberta looking to get back on the sticks here after a run in the first and break this 1-1 deadlock. Pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. Count runs full. The full count pitch from Bavis is fouled away. We'll do it all over again as Keely stays alive. Bavis with 1 strikeout in the ball game so far. Newfoundland and Labrador looking to move its record to 2 wins and 3 losses in Group B play. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout and second consecutive strikeout for Bavis. 1 away. That brings up the catcher, number 26, Gavin Valenza. So we have some new information from the results of the other games that have happened this morning. We'll update you on what the playoff picture is looking like, at least in Group A for the moment, as Bavis misses that with that first pitch to Valenza for ball 1. So again, an extra innings victory for Ontario over Quebec this morning, 11-8 in 10 innings. So they played 3 extra innings in that ball game. There's a base hit by Valenza. A solid base wrap to left field, and it's a 1-out hit for Alberta.
Hit that one really hard.
No chance at third there for Brandon Young. It was hit between the hole between short and third. Derry Steyert Couture will come up now for Alberta, the shortstop, wearing jersey number 8. It's a right-handed hitter. He's got a base runner and Gavin Valenza at first base. Liam Bavis now delivers the first pitch. It's in there for a strike. 0-1 to Steyert Couture. 4 hits in the ball game for Alberta. We were playing in the bottom of the second inning. Alberta is the home team. They have the red lettering and logos. Throw over to first. Valenza back in plenty of time. No balls and a strike to Derry Steyert Couture. He's from Calgary. Runner goes, pitch is low. Throw is down and nowhere near in time, so it's a stolen base for Valenza. And the count now 1-1 and a runner in scoring position. The go-ahead run at second now for Alberta.
Absolutely fantastic jump from Valenza there. He took off just before Wheeler even raised his leg there.
Gavin Valenza from Camrose is now at second base with 1 out here. The 1-1 pitch, he goes again. The ball is put down as a bunt. Bavis will field it and throw it to first. They're going to try and score the run all the way from first, and he scores. Valenza was running with the pitch, goes to third. The bunt goes down as a sacrifice, and Valenza kept coming around third all the way. We've seen that play happen a few times as a set play by the offense. Alberta goes in front 2-1.
No, often you see that. Usually, anytime I ever see that is an MLB The Show video game. Never see it executed too often here.
So the run is batted in on that bunt. Alberta now ahead 2-1, and Jack Wheatley, the pitcher, will come up with the bases clear and a 2-1 Alberta lead. Chops that foul, strike 1.
Very smart play by Alberta to run there, though.
As soon as that ball was in play, Valenza was coming around third at full-on steam, and got there in plenty of time in a cloud of dust at home plate to give Alberta the 2-1 lead. So Wheatley now with an 0-1 count. Bavis takes something off of that. It bounces in front, gets past the catcher, and hits the umpire. Count is 1-1. This is Jack Wheatley's first bat of the ball game. He's the number 10 hitter at the bottom of the lineup. If he gets on with 2 out now, it would bring up Ben Hoshizaki, the leadoff hitter for Alberta. The 1-1 pitch is in there, strike 2. The Alberta team based in Okotoks, as Okotoks will get ready to host the 2020 Ray Carter Cup next summer. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. The inning is over. Third strikeout of the game for Liam Bavis, but it is a run on a hit. There was a sacrifice bunt that scored Gavin Valenza. We've played 2 innings now here in Oshawa, Ontario. It is Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the third inning here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. Alberta leading Newfoundland and Labrador by a score of 2-1. This is the final Group B game for each of these teams. Other games that will be happening today in Group B. In a short time, Nova Scotia will take on Manitoba, that game in Clarington, about 20 minutes drive east of us here in Oshawa. And there will be one more Group B game, the next game here at Kinsman Stadium, scheduled for 2:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Atlantic. That will be Prince Edward Island against New Brunswick. Top of the third now, as Newfoundland and Labrador will send the EH, the extra hitter, number 38, Evan Critch, to the plate to face Jack Wheatley. The first pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 for Alberta here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss by Critch, 0-2.
Wheatley quick right out of the gate here.
The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Blew that one past Critch for second strikeout of the game for Jack Wheatley, one away. So Brady Walsh now, the center fielder, will come in for Newfoundland and Labrador. One away, nobody on. His team down a run, 2-1 here in the top of the third. Pitch is high for a ball.
Seems like Wheatley is reaching back for a little extra so far.
Hums that one in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Brady Walsh. The number 10 hitter in the lineup looks at strike 2, 1-2 now. Jack Wheatley, as you say, putting some pop on those pitches. And he'll step off for a moment as Brady Walsh will look down to his third base coach. He's back in. The 1-2 pitch is off speed. He hits it to the shortstop. Derek Steyer-Couture will fire it to first, and it's not in time. Brady Walsh beats that out for an infield hit. A runner on first with one away now, and that'll turn the lineup over as the left fielder Nick Smith comes to the plate. Bases only 80 feet apart. We've talked about it throughout the tournament, Jake. A lot of the teams used to playing 90 feet bases, but with 80 feet between the bases, you have to really be fast on the infield to throw out speedy runners like Brady Walsh.
Yeah, exactly that. And defense is even more important. You can't be bobbling or anything like that as he takes off.
Walsh throws down, or the throw down to second, and Valenza throws out Brady Walsh. That ball came in perfectly right into where Brady Walsh was sliding. He is caught stealing. Valenza throwing him out. So the tag applied by Derry Steyer-Couture. Count is 0-1. Jack Wheatley misses with that pitch, 1-1. So Newfoundland had the tying run on. They tried to get him into scoring position. Brady Walsh caught stealing. Nick Smith swings and misses at that pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Nick Smith is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out to second to lead off the game. The 1-2 pitch is fouled. He'll stay alive. Alberta leading 2-1 here over Newfoundland and Labrador. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. The inning is over. Third strikeout for Jack Wheatley. The inning is over. There was a hit. Nobody left on base. We've played 2.5 innings in Oshawa, Ontario at Kinsman Stadium. It is Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Alberta, the home team in this game, against Newfoundland and Labrador. Alberta with a 2-1 lead. Single runs for Alberta in the first and the second. Newfoundland and Labrador with a single run in the top of the second. So it's 2-1 as Alberta comes up here in the home half of the third inning, and it'll be the top of the shop. Ben Hoshizaki, the center fielder who is 1 for 1 in the ball game and scored the first run for Alberta. Alberta 2-2 with a victory in this game would have a shot at qualifying for a quarterfinal round game, or possibly could still win the group depending on how if there was a tiebreaker situation. Newfoundland and Labrador with a record of 1-3, they can move up in the group, but they are not able to get into the top 2 placings in Group B. First pitch from Liam Bavis is in there for a strike to Ben Hoshizaki. The number 2 team in Group B will play in a quarterfinal game tonight against the host Oshawa Legionnaires. That ball is hit hard to the right side as Hoshizaki will see that caught in right field by Hudson White. Allowed out as Alberta is now with 1 out here in the top of the third inning. And Conor Macris coming up now. He replaced Max Hartman to start the game, so this will be his first at bat of the ball game. Conor Macris, the left fielder for Alberta, bats from the left side, wears jersey number 9. He will turn away from that pitch, but it's in there for a strike.
That was filthy.
Liam Bavis, the starting pitcher for Newfoundland and Labrador, has given up a couple of runs on 4 hits so far. That pitch is high. Count goes to 1-1. Conor Macris is from Okotoks, Alberta. Swings and misses at the pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we've been mentioning, Okotoks will be the host venue for next year's Ray Carter Cup as the tournament moves to Western Canada. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Liam Bavis, and just missing. Count goes to 2-2.
Just outside. If I was Macros here, I'd definitely be expecting another curveball.
Here's the 2-2. There it is off speed and knocked right back to the pitcher, Liam Bavis, who will throw on to first to record the out. And he gets his man 2 away. Good job by Bavis there as he gets the batter out in front, and he hits a harmless ground ball right back to him. So it's Russ Matson now, the second baseman for Alberta, coming up here with nobody on and 2 away in the home half of the third. Alberta leading 2-1 over Newfoundland and Labrador. Matson is 1 for 1 in the ball game. Swings and misses at that pitch from Liam Bavis, 0-1. Matson singled in and knocked in the first run of the ball game back in the first inning. RBI single. Here's the 0-1. Off speed and outside, 1-1. 47 pitches now in the game for Liam Bavis, as he works here in the bottom of the third inning. That pitch is in there for a strike, a ball and 2 strikes. Jake, what does he do here? Maybe off speed again?
Either I'm thinking he's going to go with the high fastball, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to set up.
That ball is grounded to first and thrown over to the pitcher covering Liam Bavis. Thomas Hancock fielding it. Liam Bavis coming over to field it and catch it and step on first base to end the inning. So it's 3 up and 3 down for Alberta in the third inning. We've played 3 here in Oshawa, Ontario at Kinsman Stadium. Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Oshawa, Ontario. Kinsman Stadium, Newfoundland and Labrador. Coming to the plate here, trailing 2-1. 20 degrees Celsius. Game temperature here. Overcast skies now, but no rain in the forecast, which certainly pleases all of the organizers and all of the volunteers working hard at Baseball Oshawa at the Ray Carter Cup, as Oshawa hosting this tournament for the second consecutive year. Jack Wheatley remains on the mound for Alberta, facing Andrew Payne, leading things off here in the top of the fourth inning for Newfoundland and Labrador. The right-handed hitter swings and misses at that pitch. The count now 0-2.
Protect here. Let's go.
That pitch is outside. Count goes to 1-2. And Jack Wheatley has gone all the way so far for Alberta. That ball is hit to the right side, and it is caught in right field. Sorry, no, it is not caught in right field. I have an obscured view here. I am not able to see past the first base dugout. That ball is in there for a base hit. So Andrew Payne is on with Newfoundland and Labrador's fourth hit of the ball game. It's a leadoff single for Andrew Payne.
You got to expect with them being down 1 run here, you might see a bunt coming up from right here.
So Andrew Payne 1 for 2 in the ball game now. The batter is Liam Bavis. The pitcher for Newfoundland and Labrador takes a strike from his opposing pitcher, Jack Wheatley. No balls, 1 strike. Andrew Payne is the base runner for Newfoundland and Labrador at first. Nobody out here, top of the fourth in a 2-1 ball game. They'll check the runner back, and Payne is in there safely. Bavis batting from the right side, looking to move his teammate over to second base here. He'll take that pitch. It misses. They throw down to second, and it's a stolen base as the throw from Gavin Valenza was just to the other side of the bag, and Alberta not able to tag out the runner there. So it's a stolen base for Andrew Payne.
That was so close. Unbelievably close.
So a runner in scoring position, the tying run in scoring position now for Newfoundland and Labrador, with a 1-1 count to Liam Bavis. See what he does here with the runner on second. He takes that pitch. It's inside. 2 balls and a strike now. Jack Wheatley facing a little bit of adversity here in the fourth inning for Alberta. His team is ahead 2-1. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andrew Payne, the tying run, standing on second. Liam Bavis hoping to advance him here. Nobody out in the top half of the fourth. Newfoundland and Labrador down by a run. Wheatley has his signal. He'll throw it, and it is hit hard to center field. That is going to drop for a base hit. Bavis with a single, and Newfoundland and Labrador will hold the runner at third, as Andrew Payne really had to keep an eye to make sure that that ball wasn't caught. He did not want to be doubled off if it was caught, so he had to hold up a bit, and he's only able to come to third. So it's runners at the corners now and nobody out.
Yeah, you know what? That was an incredibly tough play. I thought for a second Makaras in left field was going to come up and make that catch. However, just dropped right in front of him.
So a couple of singles here for Newfoundland and Labrador to start the fourth inning. Andrew Payne with a single and a stolen base. And now Liam Bavis with a single to advance Payne over to third. First and third, nobody out, and it's the cleanup hitter now, the shortstop, number 12, Jay Miller. Tying run at third for Newfoundland and Labrador, and a lot of things can happen when you've got a runner at third and fewer than 2 out.
Yeah, it's interesting here. I think that little meeting on the mound there was trying to figure out what are they going to do with the first and first situation. Are they going to let the runner on first advance second, or are they going to try and gun him out?
We'll keep an eye on Bavis at first. He doesn't go. The pitch is in there for a strike to Jay Miller. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. Singled and scored back in the second. Newfoundland and Labrador's only run of the ball game to this point. Count is 0-1 to Jay Miller. Cleanup hitter will swing and miss. Misses that one as it drops away from him, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Jay Miller. He looks down to the signs to the third base coach. Jay Miller from Corner Brook. Wheatley with the pitch. The runner goes. It's in the dirt. Valenza blocks it beautifully, but Bavis is easily able to get to second base on that pitch in the dirt. So it's runner now in second and third for Newfoundland and Labrador.
And it looks like the Alberta defense is going to trade the run for the out here. They're playing way back.
Good pitch to run on there for Bavis. Count is 1-2. Pitch is taken. Strike 3 called. Jay Miller is retired on strikes. That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Jack Wheatley. It's a big out as Miller is not able to cash in those base runners in scoring position, and it'll bring up Thomas Hancock. Left-handed hitting first baseman hit a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. Tying run at third for Newfoundland and Labrador. Go-ahead run at second. 1 away here in the top of the 4th in a 2-1 ball game. Thomas Hancock will swing and foul that one away, 0-1. Now, he did lay down a bunt earlier and successfully did that. Squeeze is always possible with fewer than 2 out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. It is possible. It doesn't look like Newfoundland is going to try it. However, I mean, anything can happen here.
Of course, it's always best to disguise it when it happens. He takes that pitch off speed, and it's in there for a strike. So 0-2 is the count now on Thomas Hancock. Jack Wheatley ahead here. Infield is in. All of the infielders in on the grass now as they will try and cut down a run. Fouled away. Hancock stays alive. 0-2.
I guess the game plan has changed between pitches.
Tying run at third. Alberta will try and cut it down if this ball is in play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 5 strikeouts now for Jack Wheatley, and that will allow Alberta to put the defense back into its normal position. Brandon Young now the batter. 0-1 in the ball game, grounded out to second in the second inning. Runners at second and third. A huge opportunity here for Newfoundland and Labrador, trailing by a run to tie things up and perhaps go ahead. Ball is in the dirt. Valenza with a nice block.
Great block there.
1-0. Jack Wheatley had runners second and third, nobody out. He has struck out the last 2 batters, Jay Miller and Thomas Hancock. Brandon Young, the third baseman, looks at the 1-0 pitch. It's away, 2-0. 1 run on 5 hits so far in the game for Newfoundland and Labrador. 2 runs on 4 hits for Alberta. It'll be a 2-0, and that's in there for strike 1.
Sort of buckled him there.
Looked like he wanted to go on it, but it wasn't. There was a little bit off of that pitch, not a fastball.
Yeah, I think maybe a changeup.
2-1 pitch, fouled to the right side. It goes to 2-2.
That was a fastball.
Young not able to catch up with that one. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away, 2 on here in scoring position for Newfoundland and Labrador. A big situation in the game here in the 4th inning. Wheatley's pitch is in play to the second baseman on the right side. Russ Matson will flip it on to Luke Wilson at first. The inning is over. So a missed opportunity for Newfoundland and Labrador there in the 4th inning. They leave 2 runners on and unable to score. We've played 3.5 innings at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. It is Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Going to the home half of the fourth here at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Glad you could join us for this Group B matchup between Newfoundland and Labrador and Alberta at the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships. We are just after the noon hour here in the Eastern Time Zone, just 12:20 now in the Eastern Zone. Coming up on 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Newfoundland and Labrador. So good afternoon to our viewers on the Atlantic side, and good morning to our viewers in Alberta, where it is still just 10:20 a.m. Mountain Time. Alberta leading this game 2-1, going to the bottom of the fourth inning, a run in the first and in the second for Alberta. Newfoundland and Labrador with 1 run in the second. Conor Polk will be the leadoff hitter for Alberta. The third baseman for Alberta is 0 for 1 in the ball game with a fly out to left field. And he looks at a ball from Liam Bavis. For ball 1. 1-0. Liam Bavis at 50 pitches. Swing and a miss there by Polk. One ball and 1 strike. Alberta looking to extend a 2-1 lead here and keep alive their hopes for a playoff position at the Ray Carter Cup as Polk fouls that away and out of the stadium for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alberta with 2 runs on 4 hits through the first 3 innings of the ball game.
I don't think we've seen the true offensive capability of Alberta this game, not by a long shot.
Conor Polk swings and misses at strike 3 as Liam Bavis gets the leadoff hitter. That is strikeout number 4 of the ball game for Liam Bavis. And it'll bring up Luke Wilson, the first baseman. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He has 1 of the 4 hits in the game for Alberta. Nobody on the base paths here. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Alberta leading 2-1. Off-speed pitch just misses. Ball 1. Luke Wilson, jersey number 20 for Alberta. Hits that down the first base line. It's in there for a base hit. He's going to try for second as it goes down the line, and it's a 1-out double for Luke Wilson. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game now with a single and a double, and a runner now in scoring position for Alberta here with 1 away in the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting extra hitter number 16, Joey Gagnon.
It'll be interesting to see what the game plan is for Alberta here. If they're going to play small ball to move them over, I don't think so. With 1 out and the middle of the order coming up, 6, 7, 8, I think they're going to try and let him swing here.
Joey Gagnon is the batter. He takes it high from Liam Bavis. He is the EH in the lineup, the extra hitter. So he's offensively in the game, but not playing a defensive position at the moment. He struck out swinging back in the first inning.
I've had a really good at bat. 7 pitches wasted.
There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Joey Gagnon. Luke Wilson is the Alberta base runner at second. Looking to add a 3rd run here for his team here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Alberta leading 2-1. Swing and a miss there by Gagnon. Ahead of that pitch. Bavis ahead 1-2.
Being up 1-2, he's seen 3 straight fastballs. I wonder if they're going to go with anything different here.
The left-handed hitter looking at this pitch, he'll take it outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Liam Bavis now at 59 pitches in the ball game. You can throw a maximum of 95 under the pitch count rules for Baseball Canada. The 2-2 pitch is hammered to the right side. It's a line out. They'll try and double over to second, and they are not able to get the out there. The ball gets away, but left fielder Nick Smith quickly grabs it and throws it back in, so no error on the play. It's a line out for Joey Gagnon. That was hit very hard, but caught by Thomas Hancock. So 2 away.
Yeah, Hancock didn't even have to move there on that line drive. Just watch it go right into his glove.
If that had been past him, though, probably scores a run for Alberta. So good defensive play there for Newfoundland and Labrador. Kieran Keely now the batter. Runner goes. Ball gets away from Andrew Payne at the plate, It's a stolen base for Luke Wilson. So an aggressive base running play there for Alberta. They now have a runner at third with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Kieran Keely is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out to lead off the 2nd inning. Beavis's 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0. So a big insurance run for Alberta now at third base in the form of Luke Wilson. 2 away. Liam Beavis looking to get out of it here. The 2-0 pitch is fouled. No chance for Andrew Payne to get that as it flies behind the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Beavis is ready to go here with the 2-1 pitch. It's in there for a strike. 2-1. Alberta trying to cash in here with the runner on third, 2 away. And that ball is popped up. It could be playable for the catcher. No, it's the pitcher who catches it. The pitcher takes it all by himself. Liam Beavis recording the final out in foul territory, and the inning is over. So Alberta strands an insurance run at third base. No runs. There was a double by Luke Wilson, a stolen base, and again, 1 runner left on base. So we've played 4 complete innings now in Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Stadium. Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the 5th inning here, Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. We are watching a real nail-biter of a ball game between Alberta and Newfoundland and Labrador. A run in the first and the second for Alberta. Newfoundland and Labrador scoring 1 run in the 2nd inning, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Each team with 5 hits in the ball game. 2 runs on 5 hits for Alberta. 1 run on 5 hits for Newfoundland and Labrador. Hudson White, the number 7 hitter in the lineup, will come to the plate for Newfoundland and Labrador to start the 5th inning. Hudson White is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He fouls the first pitch away from Jack Wheatley, who stays in the ball game. He came into this inning with 60 pitches, so he still could go up as high as 95. So he's got lots of room left to continue pitching in the ball game. 0-1 to Hudson White. That ball is fouled to the left side. 0-2. Jack Wheatley is ready with his 0-2 pitch. It's high, ball 1. Newfoundland and Labrador began the tournament on Thursday with a 6-2 loss to Prince Edward Island. They lost 7-3 to Nova Scotia. As that pitch is inside, ball 2, 2-2. Yesterday, they lost 10-1 to Manitoba and then recorded a 6-5 win over New Brunswick to run their record to 1 win and 3 losses. Pitch is outside, count now full to Hudson White. Again, it's a 2-1 ball game, so the tying run at the plate here in the 5th inning for Newfoundland and Labrador. The full count pitch from Wheatley is high, ball 4. Leadoff walk as Hudson White does a good job of coming back. He was down in the count, but gets a walk out of it.
Yeah, fantastic work from White there. There are not really a whole lot of pitches that were in zone after 0-2, but they will just stand in there and take the free pass.
So Cameron Pinnell will come up now, the second baseman for Newfoundland and Labrador. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Squares to bunt, takes it back. They will throw the ball back down to first, and boy, Hudson White just getting back in time. Gavin Valenza firing it down to first, and Luke Wilson trying to tag him out. Hudson White back in just safely.
Look what happened is when he dove back in, it looked like he jammed his right leg. He's trying to walk it off now. Can't really see it from our view, but you guys can see it off into the right corner, or just over to the extreme right side. Doubled over right now.
So it looked like he was trying to get a jump, and we saw Cameron Pinnell square to bunt there, and then he took it back. So Hudson White had to scamper back to first very quickly because the ball was not in play. And that's not what he was expecting. He was expecting the ball to be in play, and he was on his way to second. And quick change of plans as he goes back to first. Hope he's all right, as we have a bit of a delay right now, and Alberta will gather to talk things over on the mound, and we'll see how Hudson White's doing. Let's recap where we are right now. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Alberta leading Newfoundland and Labrador 2-1 in a very close ball game. This game with playoff implications for medal possibilities for Alberta. Alberta needing a win in this game to have a chance at moving into a quarterfinal or semifinal game and a chance for a medal in this tournament. Newfoundland and Labrador looking to move up in the Group B standings. They are 1-3 at the moment, but will not be able to catch the top two teams to move into a medal round game. But they have won their last game, as we mentioned. They won 6-5 yesterday over New Brunswick to get to 1-3, and looking to put their second consecutive win on the board here at the Ray Carter Cup.
Taking a look down the line, it looks like the trainer is out addressing, he might have cut himself actually. It looks like they're applying some sort of bandage just below his left shin. However, he does look like he's going to continue in this game.
Well, you're at a national championship, and you're in the game. Any athlete wants to stay in the game. It's just their competitive spirit, and you've come this far. If you can stay in the ball game, if you can, that's what you want to do. He gets a round of applause from all the fans here at Kinsman Stadium. Looks like Hudson White is back in. He does have a stolen base in this ball game, by the way, so we know he's a fast runner. And he stole a base back in the second inning, back when Newfoundland and Labrador scored their only run of the ball game to this point. So it's a 1-0 count to Cameron Pinnell. Runner at first, nobody out. Squares to bunt again. It's low and in the dirt. Ball two. Jack Wheatley, the pitcher for Alberta. Behind here, 2-0 to Cameron Pinnell. Squares to bunt again, and that's fouled to the left side. And that ball was really hard to get to. It was low and near the ankles for Pinnell, and he just could not get any really kind of good wood on that.
Yeah, most likely a ball there, but I mean, when you're in that bump position, everything looks so much more enticing.
Let's go, Cam.
2 balls and a strike to Cameron Pinnell. Hudson White, the runner at first, square to bunt again. He gets that one down. It's a good bunt. Wheatley will throw to first to complete the out. A perfect sacrifice by Cameron Pinnell, and that advances Hudson White over to second. So he gets the job done, and that'll bring up Evan Critch, the EH, or extra hitter, to try and bring home the tying run for Newfoundland and Labrador. Second sacrifice bunt of the game for Newfoundland and Labrador. Thomas Hancock with the other one. Evan Critch comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out to lead off the third inning. And he looks at strike one from Jack Wheatley, as Wheatley now goes over to 71 pitches in the ball game. Hudson White represents the tying run at second base for Newfoundland and Labrador. One away here in the top half of the fifth. That ball is in play, and it's going to be scooped by the shortstop. Tries to throw it on to first. And now they will get the runner at third, as The runner was safe at first. Hudson White decided to take third on the throw over to first. The batter was safe, Evan Critch. Hudson White getting a little bit greedy there, and Alberta erases him, throwing him out, scoring that 3-5. That's a huge out. So it's a fielder's choice for Evan Critch, and Hudson White, who didn't need to run on that, ends up getting thrown out at third base, and that's never a place where an offensive team wants to make an out.
No.
So the batter is now Brady Walsh, the center fielder. And now the tying run is at first base instead of second for Newfoundland and Labrador. They would have had first and second with one away. Now it's runner at first with two out. The ball is in the feet of Gavin Valenza. He picks it back up, and no chance for Evan Critch to run there. Brady Walsh is 1 for 1 in the ball game. He singled in the third. 2-0 is the count. Jack Wheatley with the pitch. It's on the ground to the left side. Conor Polk comes up with it, throws to first, nowhere near in time, as Brady Walsh has his second hit of the ball game. And now it's first and second with two out, and that'll turn the lineup over for Nick Smith.
Smith over 2, but however, if he could come through right here for his team now, all could be undone.
Boy, that out at third for Newfoundland and Labrador really stings now, because they likely would have had the bases loaded, possibly at least anyway. Though.
Yeah.
So two away, runners at first and second. Nick Smith coming up now. He's the leadoff hitter for Newfoundland and Labrador. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game with a ground out and a strikeout. Big chance here to put his team back on even terms with Alberta here in the top of the fifth. Jack Wheatley's pitch is high and away, ball one. 76, I think.
76,
now.
yeah, exactly. That's starting to come close, and still no action in the Alberta bullpen.
Count is 1-0 to Nick Smith. Pitch is very high. They'll snap back down to first, and the base runner is tagged out.
Huh?
He is thrown out at first base. Gavin Valenza throwing it down to Luke Wilson, and the runner at first, Brady Walsh, is tagged out to end the inning. That's a real tough turn of events, as two base runners thrown out for Newfoundland on the base paths, and the inning is over. So a runner is left, no runs across on one hit. We've played 4.5 innings in Oshawa, Ontario. It is Alberta 2, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the home half of the fifth inning here, Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs for this Group B matchup between Newfoundland and Labrador and Team Alberta. Alberta with a 2-1 lead as they come up here in the home half of the fifth. A run in the first and a run in the second for Alberta. One run for Newfoundland and Labrador in the second inning. 2 runs on 5 hits so far for Alberta. 1 run on 6 hits for Newfoundland and Labrador. And Newfoundland and Labrador have had runners in scoring position in each of the last 2 innings, but not able to bring anyone home to tie the game. And last inning, they made a couple of base running mistakes and ran themselves out of an opportunity to equalize. So it'll be the 8, 9, and 10 hitters for Alberta here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. It'll be the catcher, Gavin Valenza, who's 1 for 1 in the ball game, and he scored the go-ahead run in this game back in the second inning when he came around from second base on a sacrifice bunt, and that is the difference in the ball game right now. An aggressive base running play that worked out perfectly for Alberta. Liam Bavis, the starting pitcher for Newfoundland and Labrador, still in the ball game. Behind 2 balls and no strikes now to Gavin Valenza. That ball is chopped foul, 2-1. So Valenza has been a star so far in this ball game for Alberta. He scored that go-ahead run coming around from second back in the second inning to make it 2-1, and throwing out a base runner there just in the last half inning on the defensive side as the catcher. 2-1 pitch is popped up, and no chance. It's out of play.
Yeah, the thing that impressed me so much about Valenza is going back to the play where he scored right from second base, is that once that ball was placed down, he knew he was scoring right from the get-go. I just saw in the last third on the way to third base, he knew he was going all the way to home.
Almost kind of a set play as you run around second, you lay down a bunt, and you're not just trying to advance him to third, and he took advantage of just a little bit of hesitancy on the defensive side. Just that little bit allowed him to come home and score. There was a play at the plate, but Valenza was safe. So that was back in the second inning, and that's why we're in a 2-1 ball game right now. Count is 3-2 to Gavin Valenza, leadoff hitter here in the bottom half of the 5th inning for Alberta. 3-2 pitch is hammered to left field. That's a base hit. So Valenza now 2 for 2 in the ball game. Leadoff batter is on, and that will bring up the scheduled hitter, Derry Steyert Couture, the shortstop. And we're going to see a pinch hitter, actually. It'll be Spencer Shannon batting in the number 9 slot for Alberta. Spencer Shannon, number 12. So an opportunity for Alberta to extend the lead here in the 5th inning. Pitch taken from Liam Bavis. It's in there for a strike. Spencer Shannon from Calgary. Bats from the right side. Gavin Valenza is the runner at first. Nobody out. They'll check the runner back to first. And Valenza is in back in plenty of time. Liam Bavis at 72 pitches. The runner goes. Valenza is going to be in there standing up easily with a stolen base. Picks a good pitch to run on.
Great timing, too.
So Valenza, with his second stolen base of the ball game, is now at second with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Spencer Shannon with an RBI opportunity. Liam Bavis with the 1-1 pitch. That is popped up. Might be playable. No, it's not. It's just out of play behind the Newfoundland and Labrador dugout here on the first base side at Kinsman Stadium. So the count goes to 1-2. Gavin Valenza, 2 for 2 in the ball game, is the base runner at second for Alberta. Singled and stole second. Spencer Shannon on here in a pinch hit situation for Alberta. Count is 1-2. Nobody away. Bavis will see that ball hit to the middle part of the infield. The shortstop, Jay Miller, comes up and throws it over to first for the out. To record the out, Thomas Hancock catching that and making sure that Valenza doesn't try that same trick again from second base. They'll hold him at third. So 1 away now and a runner at third for Alberta, and it'll be the pitcher, Jack Wheatley.
Well, Jack Wheatley in a huge spot here to give Alberta the insurance run they need. And with this at bat, Newfoundland Labrador are going to bring the defense in. You could hear possibly hear the coach through our mics saying in. They want to make sure this run gets cut down.
That ball is lifted to center field. That might be enough to get the runner home. It's caught in center field by Brady Walsh. He'll fire it in, but Valenza will score on a sacrifice fly by Jack Wheatley, and that makes it a 3-1 lead for Alberta here in the bottom of the 5th, now with 2 away. So Wheatley does his job. Sacrifice fly. And the second run of the ball game scored by Gavin Valenza. So the leadoff single ends up coming around to score, and that'll turn the lineup over to Ben Hoshizaki, the leadoff hitter for Alberta, who is 1 for 2 in the ball game with a single and a flyout. He scored the first run of the ball game back in the first inning for Alberta. Liam Bavis will see that ball hit to right, or to center field rather. Brady Walsh is there again, and he's under it to catch it for the third and final out of the inning. But it's a big inning for Alberta. 1 run on 1 hit on a sacrifice fly by Jack Wheatley, and it's a 3-1 lead for Alberta. We've played 5 innings now in Oshawa, Ontario at Kinsman Stadium. 3-1 is your score. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Heading to the 6th inning here in Oshawa, Ontario, at Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. This is the Group B final round robin game for Alberta and Newfoundland and Labrador. We are in a 3-1 ball game. Alberta with 3 runs on 6 hits in this ball game with a 3-1 lead. Single runs in the first, the second, and in the 5th. The 3-1 run just coming in moments ago on a sacrifice fly. So Newfoundland and Labrador, which have had chances, they've had a couple of base runners in each of the last 2 innings, find themselves down 3-1. Bunt is laid down by the leadoff hitter, Nick Smith. Will he be able to beat it out? He does, as the ball gets away. At first base, Luke Wilson unable to grab it from Jack Wheatley. So the first hitter of the ball, or of the inning for Newfoundland and Labrador, is safe at first. Hit or an error, it's hard to score that.
I think it's going to be a base hit.
Base hit?
Yeah.
So Nick Smith is 1 for 3 in the ball game, and he's at first. Tying run comes to the plate now as Andrew Payne, the catcher for Newfoundland and Labrador, comes to the plate. They are trailing 3-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. And they will square to bunt again. The ball is in the dirt. No contact made, and the ball came back in time, so it's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Andrew Payne. He is 1 for 2 in the game with a single back in the 4th. Nick Smith led this off with an infield single. The 1-0 pitch from Jack Wheatley. Bunt shown, ball taken back, or bat taken back, but the pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1.
That was Jack Wheatley's 80th pitch.
And what's so interesting about Wheatley is that he's setting different times. He's waiting. He's keeping the runners on their toes. Sometimes he's going to hold for 3, sometimes for 1, sometimes even longer.
Nick Smith with the lead at first. Keep an eye on him. Does not go. Bunt taken back. No, it's not taken back. The umpire ruling that he made an attempt to bunt that ball, so it's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Andrew Payne as Newfoundland and Labrador trying to get that base runner over to second. Signals from the third base coach have been received, and Andrew Payne is back in now with a 1-2 count against Jack Wheatley, who is now up over 80 pitches. Tries to bunt again and is bunted foul, and he is out on strikes. So Andrew Payne unable to advance the runner there. That is strikeout number 6 in the game for Jack Wheatley. So 1 away now, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Liam Bavis, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a single.
Now batting pitcher number 3, Liam Davis.
So the base runner remains at first base for Newfoundland and Labrador, and just not able to execute there and move him over. They will throw over to first, and Nick Smith is back in. Liam Bavis at the plate represents the tying run in the ball game. Ball is in the dirt. Valenza blocks it, but Nick Smith was running all the way, and he's in with a stolen base at second. Terrific block, but not able to corral the ball in time. It was Valenza, and now a runner in scoring position for Newfoundland and Labrador with one away. Liam Bavis with a 1-0 count.
Yeah, Valenza's done a great job behind dish. That ball got to the backstop. Likely the runner would have been on third.
So Jack Wheatley will deliver the pitch. It's high, 2-0 to Liam Bavis. 3-1 is the score in favor of Alberta. Both teams with black jerseys, as we've mentioned throughout the game. Red letters and numbers for Alberta, maroon letters and numbers for Newfoundland and Labrador. That pitch is swung on and missed. 2 balls and a strike now to Liam Bavis. Nick Smith is the runner at second. One away here in the top half of the 6th. Jack Wheatley will step off and look the runner back to second. Nick Smith gets in there as both the shortstop and second baseman were running towards second base. That's Derry Steyert Couture and Russ Matson. Now we're ready to go again. The 2-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Liam Bavis taking strike 2. Big pitch in the ball game here. That ball is in the dirt, and it gets away from the catcher. They'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout. So it's the 7th strikeout of the game for Jack Wheatley. Nick Smith on that ball in the dirt moves down to third base. So Jay Miller will be the batter now. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game with a single and a strikeout. He has scored the only Newfoundland and Labrador run of the ball game. That was back in the 2nd inning. Opportunity here to get his team within a run. He takes strike 1.
I don't know, Brian. I think he's going to score him here. Got a weird feeling about it.
Well, it's a big opportunity here. It's a lot easier to come back from 1 than it is to come back from 2, obviously. That ball is fouled away as Jay Miller gets it off the tip of the bat. Fouls to the right side here, and the count now 0-2 as Jack Wheatley trying to get out of this mini jam. He's at 89 pitches in the ball game. Wheatley's 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3 to end the inning. That is strikeout number 8, and in fact, Wheatley strikes out the side after giving up a leadoff single to Nick Smith to end the inning. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base in the 6th inning. So we've played 5.5 innings at Kinsman Stadium in Oshawa, Ontario. Alberta 3, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. Going to the bottom of the 6th inning in Oshawa, Ontario, Kinsman Stadium. Brian Oliver along with Jacob Ebbs. Alberta coming to the plate in moments from now with a 3-1 lead over Newfoundland and Labrador, and looking to keep alive their hopes of reaching the playoffs at the Ray Carter Cup, the medal round playoffs, hoping to get a quarterfinal or semifinal berth. Alberta is, with a record of 2-2 coming into this game. They need to win this game, and they will also need some help in order to get into the first or second place in Group B. That would allow that the top 2 teams in Group B reach either the quarterfinal or the semifinals. Newfoundland and Labrador with a record of 1-3 coming into this game. Max Hartman will be the leadoff hitter for Alberta here in the bottom of the 6th. Hartman is back in the ball game, replacing Connor Macris, who had replaced him. He had a sacrifice bunt back in the 1st inning. A successful sacrifice bunt that led to the first Alberta run back in the 1st. Hartman is facing an 0-1 count from Liam Bavis. That pitch is off speed and misses for ball 1. 3 runs on 6 hits for Alberta. 1 run on 7 hits for Newfoundland and Labrador. Swing and a miss there from Hartman. Count is 1-2.
Hard swing right there. Almost took himself right out of his shoes.
Bavis is ready to go here with the 1-2 pitch to Max Hartman. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that is strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Liam Bavis, who's really pitched a gem here for his team. In the 6th inning, kept it close, 3-1. Newfoundland and Labrador have had their chances, particularly in the last 3 innings where they've had at least 1 runner in scoring position.
Yeah, it's been a great game for both sides. Real pitchers matching. Certainly what you enjoy seeing.
Off speed there from Liam Bavis, and it's ball 1 to the batter, Russ Matson. Matson is 1 for 2 in the ball game, singled in the 1st and grounded out to the first baseman back in the 3rd inning. Takes a ball away now for a 2-0 count. Alberta 3, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Bavis. That one is popped up. It looks like it's playable in the infield for Jay Miller, the shortstop. He's got it for the 2nd out. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll bring up Conor Polk, the 3rd baseman, who was 0 for 2 in the ballgame.
Conor Polk's been surprisingly silent in the order today.
He's the cleanup hitter. But yes, that's right, 0 for 2 in the game. The left-handed hitter is ready and will hit that one hard. Turns on it to the right side, and it's a foul ball. Really got a lot of that one, just a little early on it.
The right fielder, White, just about had it. If he had a few extra steps to him. Again, ran right off the screen. That's where he almost made the grab.
So it goes as a strike. Foul ball strike. Count is 0-1 to Conor Polk. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Alberta leading 3-1 and batting here with nobody on. Looking for some more insurance. Looking ahead to the Newfoundland and Labrador 7th inning, it will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Thomas Hancock, Brandon Young, and Hudson White scheduled to come to the plate. And they are hoping to keep it just a 2-run deficit going into the 7th inning. Andrew Payne goes out and chats with Liam Bavis for a moment there. Now he's back behind the plate. We're ready to go. Count is 0-1 to Conor Polk. That ball is lifted high and hard to center field. Brady Walsh is trying to get to it, and he's not able to. It goes into the ground, and there's a triple. A triple for Conor Polk as Brady Walsh went one way and then the other, was unable to field it, and it landed on the other side of him. The wind may be playing tricks with him there, but it's a 2-out triple for Conor Polk. So a runner now in scoring position with 2 away, and Luke Wilson will come to the plate. And he is 2 for 2 in the ball game. He has a single and a double and a couple of stolen bases in this game for Alberta. And a chance to knock in the 4th run of the ball game as Conor Polk stands down at 3rd. 2 away, though, here in the 6th inning. Pops it up. Might be playable. Andrew Payne going for it, and he just has it come out of his glove. Just about. Now, again, the wind swirling around just a little bit. It's not as windy as it's been in the last couple of days, but good effort there by Andrew Payne, but not able to squeeze it. So the at-bat will continue, and it's a new life for Luke Wilson.
That was so close. That the play went a little bit off screen there. What happened is the catcher was so close to the fence, and I think that's what kind of stopped him from making the grab there. That and as well as the wind.
So it's 0-1 to Luke Wilson. Alberta with a runner at 3rd. Conor Polk standing there. That ball is in play. It's chopped to Liam Bavis. He's got it and will flip it to 1st. Thomas Hancock for the 3rd out of the inning. So Alberta strands a potential insurance run at 3rd base, and the inning is over. 6 complete here in Oshawa, Ontario. Alberta 3, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. You're watching the live stream broadcast of the Ray Carter Cup Boys Under 15 Baseball Canada Championships on SportsCanada.TV. We go to the 7th inning here in Oshawa, Ontario at Kinsman Stadium for this 7th inning now of the Group B match between Newfoundland and Labrador and Alberta. Jack Wheatley remains in the game as the starting pitcher for Alberta. He's at 90 pitches, hoping to close it out. He may run out of pitches here in the 7th inning for Alberta, but he does stay on. And the first pitch taken by the leadoff hitter, Thomas Hancock of Newfoundland and Labrador. Alberta leading by 2 runs here in the last chance for Newfoundland and Labrador here in the top of the 7th as the visiting team. The 0-1 pitch is hammered to left field, and that is caught. A terrific catch by Max Hartman in left field to rob what looked like a sure base hit for Thomas Hancock, and that's the first out of the 7th inning.
What a great play. Almost looked like a football catch from him out there. Caught it right in the middle of his chest.
Had to extend and haul that in. So that is a terrific out, and boy, that would have brought the tying run to the plate for Newfoundland and Labrador. So a well-hit ball, but a great defensive play by Alberta. We're going to see a pinch hitter here. Cody Butt is going to come up to the plate for Newfoundland and Labrador. He will bat for Brandon Young, who was 0 for 2 in the ball game. So Cody Butt, number 30, you will see on your screen now, bats from the left side, is a pinch hitter for Newfoundland and Labrador. Slaps it off the pitcher. What a play defensively by Jack Wheatley as it hits him in the leg, lands right in front of him, and he has the presence of mind to throw over to first to get the out. 2 away. And now Newfoundland and Labrador down to their final out. And at 93 pitches, there's a shot here for Wheatley to throw a complete game. So Cody Butt, pinch hitter, grounds out to the pitcher, and it's now Hudson White takes ball 1 from Jack Wheatley. Hudson White will need to reach to keep this game going. He is 1 for 1 in the ball game. That ball is to right field, and that may drop in for a base hit. It does. Hudson White puts it behind second base and just in front of right fielder Kieran Keely. So the game will continue here, and the tying run comes to the plate. 8th hit of the ball game for Newfoundland and Labrador, and 2 hits in the ball game now for Hudson White. And that is going to knock Jack Wheatley out of the ball game as he has reached his pitch count limit. So he needs to come out of the ball game, and he gets a huge round of applause from everyone here at the stadium.
Yep.
A terrific effort, and he was one batter away from a complete game as Hudson White singles to keep the game going. So the tying run will come to the plate momentarily for Newfoundland and Labrador. And I think we're going to see a pinch hitter coming up for Newfoundland and Labrador. It looks like Zachary Mercer has a bat, and he will come up momentarily. Let's take a look and see who's come on for Alberta. It's Jose Nunez.
Alberta, number 21, Jose Nunez.
Jose Nunez will come on to try and close things out now for Jack Wheatley, who went 6 2/3 innings, but leaves with a runner on first and 2 out here in the top of the 7th.
Wheatley had a heck of a game right there. 6 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 7 hit, and 1 run. I believe that is earned. Certainly, you know what? With performance like that, you know your team better win like 9 times out of 10.
And it's just a 3-1 game, so Alberta has had a few chances as well, but give credit to Liam Bavis, the pitcher for Newfoundland and Labrador, who kept Alberta, a very strong hitting team, to just 3 runs in the ball game. So Bavis has given his team a chance here, and so has Hudson White with a 2-out single to keep the game going. As Jose Nunez comes in a safe situation now for Alberta in the top of the 7th, and Zachary Mercer will come to the plate as a pinch hitter here with 2 out in the 7th inning. Zachary Mercer from Paradise, Newfoundland and Labrador. And he represents the tying run in the ball game, so if he can get on base, anything is possible. Jose Nunez hoping to end it right here. Alberta 3, Newfoundland and Labrador 1. 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Newfoundland and Labrador, the visiting team. So Zachary Mercer is in now to face Jose Nunez. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. They will try and steal second, and they're going to throw it down. It's dropped. Dropped at second base. That would have been the ball game as Gavin Valenza fired it down to Derry Steyert Couture and not able to hold on to the ball. So it's a stolen base for Hudson White. And that's a bit of a big gamble there because that would have been the end of the ball game. And Hudson White is going to come over and talk to third base coach here as we have a bit of a timeout as the shortstop was shaken up on that slide. A pretty big collision there at second base.
I think that's what got him to drop the ball. I'm pretty sure he had it going down into the tag portion.
It's very close as Valenza fired it down. He's thrown out a couple runners in this ball game. Threw out a runner caught stealing in the 3rd and picked off a runner at first in the 5th and almost ended the game right there at second base. It's a 1-0 count to Zachary Mercer. He's the pinch hitter, represents the tying run in a 2-run ball game. Newfoundland and Labrador with the runner at second here with 2 out. Mercer will need to reach to continue the game. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Jose Nunez, the new pitcher for Alberta, will throw a high pitch. It gets away from the catcher, and that will allow Hudson White to come to third. That ball had major gas on it, and Valenza not able to get up in time to catch that. It goes all the way to the backstop, and you had a good view of it there on your live stream.
And the pitching coach is going to meet them at the mound, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very brief conversation. It's more of a relax, what are you doing? Just throw strikes. Don't worry about blowing by him.
Nunez just came into the ball game moments ago as Alberta's starter Jack Wheatley came within one batter of a complete game, but reached his pitch count limit. So now it's a runner at third with 2 out. Newfoundland and Labrador looking to get that run in, and Zachary Mercer hoping to get on base as the tying run here. 2-0 is the count. Nunez will pitch and fire it in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And I'm pretty sure he just balked there, actually. He kept moving his back elbow after he was set.
The 2-1 pitch is high. 3 balls and 1 strike to Zachary Mercer. If he's able to reach Evan Critch, the EH or extra hitter would be the next batter. 3 balls, 1 strike to Mercer. Nunez, pitch is high for ball 4.
Uh-oh.
So Mercer, the pinch hitter, draws a walk. He's the tying run in this ball game, and that will bring up Evan Critch. We're going to see now the Newfoundland and Labrador making perhaps a pinch hitter potentially coming up here, or a pinch runner. No, it's going to be a pinch hitter.
Number 10.
It'll be number 10, Cole Troke, will come to the plate now for Newfoundland and Labrador. He will bat for the EH Evan Critch. Cole Troke, number 10, bats from the left side, will face Jose Nunez. Runners at the corners with 2 out. Pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 to Cole Troke, the pinch hitter here in the 7th inning, top of the 7th. Newfoundland down by 2, but they have the tying runs on. Here's the 0-1 from Nunez, taken for strike 2.
Troke doesn't seem to want any part of Nunez right now. He is throwing absolute heat.
No balls and 2 strikes to Cole Troke. Hudson White at third. Zachary Mercer at first. Tying runs are on here for Newfoundland and Labrador. 2 out in the 7th. Pitch taken for strike 3. The game is over. Troke was not able to pull the trigger, and the game is over. So it's a 3-1 win for Alberta as Newfoundland and Labrador, for the 4th consecutive inning, leave runners on base and not able to equalize in this ball game. They gave it a good effort, but they lose it by a score of 3-1. The teams will line up momentarily for player of the game presentation. A very well played ball game, Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? This is the game that, people want to come out and see. They don't always like to see the offensive powerhouses here. They like to see the great pitching performance. And by goodness, that was exactly what we got here today.
So 3 runs on 7 hits for Alberta, 1 run on 8 hits for Newfoundland and Labrador. Jack Wheatley gets the win, going 6 2/3, and Jose Nunez getting the save there, striking out Cole Troke to end the ball game. So that moves Alberta to 3 wins and 2 losses. That is their final game of the round robin. Newfoundland and Labrador falling to 1 win and 4 losses. Alberta keeps alive their hopes for a playoff appearance in the medal round, pending the outcome of the other games in Group B this afternoon.
Player of the game for Newfoundland and Labrador, going 1 for 3 and also pitching 6-inning complete game with 7 hits.
Liam Bavis is going to be your player of the game for Newfoundland and Labrador, and what an effort it was. Outstanding pitching effort.
Fantastic.
Tough game to lose as a pitcher. He pitched his heart out.
Yeah.
Player of the game for Alberta, going 0 for 1 with an RBI sac fly and pitching 6.2 innings of 8 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Number 25, Jack Wheatley.
Jack Wheatley is your player of the game for Alberta. So the starting pitchers really performed admirably here in this game at the highest possible level on the national level. So Liam Bavis and Jack Wheatley will stand beside each other for the official photographs as players of the game in this 3-1 Alberta win over Newfoundland and Labrador. So we'll wait the outcome of the other games in the tournament to determine what the playoff matchups are going to look like. But there are still some round-robin games to come in the tournament. There will be another game here at 2:30 Eastern Time at Kinsman Stadium. Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick will be scheduled to play in Group B. That'll be the final Group B matchup. That game starting at 2:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Atlantic. Prince Edward Island, with a victory in that game, would advance to the medal round if they are able to defeat New Brunswick at 2:30 Eastern Time. So that's a little bit of a time away. We're only at 1:15 Eastern right now, so an hour and 15 minutes from the scheduled start time of the next game here at Kinsman Stadium. But Alberta moving to 3-2 in Group B, and still a chance for a playoff appearance in the Ray Carter Cup 15U Baseball Canada Championships. So Jake, we saw a game here today where two teams in Group B really put on a great show for the fans here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's not always about like the offensive powerhouse that we normally see, especially nowadays you see in Major League Baseball. It's always good to see a good pitching match like we did here today, and honestly, I think going forward, that's exactly what we're going to see. We're going to see a lot more small ball getting played, and I think opportunities become less and less then.
So we're going to close things off here. We hope you will join us in just over an hour's time for the game between Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick here at Kinsman Stadium. Anything to add here, Jake?
Looking forward to it. Hope you join us.
Okay, so for everyone here at SportsCanada.TV, this is Brian Oliver for Jacob Ebbs. Thanks for joining us. Good afternoon from Oshawa.